All right, let's get started. We've got a lot to cover. I'm Jordan Corbett, and I work as a digital marketer here at ICANotes. So this is our first marketing webinar, and we're hoping for a lot more to come in the future. We've actually got one planned on reputation management for the first quarter of 2024, and are planning others to come later in the year. But today, we have an exciting and hot topic on AI and how it can improve your mental health practices marketing efforts. And more specifically, this webinar will really be diving into content marketing. So you may have heard of this little thing called ChatGPT, and that has really sparked a lot of intrigue and interest in the marketing world. And I'll be showing you some exciting opportunities with this platform. So real quick, what we'll be covering today is I'll be providing a quick overview on AI. I'll be touching on some basics and just making sure you have a good understanding of what AI is and what it can do for your practice. I'll then be giving you some information on content marketing, what that is, some helpful tips, and I'll be giving you an introductory lesson on how to use AI in your content marketing. I'll also then be diving into ChatGPT. I'll be getting in on the platform, showing you some live examples, and really giving you an idea of what kind of results you can expect to get with it. I'll also be showing you some neat tips and tricks to really maximize your results with ChatGPT. Finally, I'll be briefly touching on some additional AI tools that you might not have heard of that I think will be very beneficial to your practice. Also, make sure to stay for the Q&A at the end of the presentation, and we'll also be sending you a great resource in an email at the conclusion of this webinar that will include some of the information I will be sharing today. Also, if you're unable to stay for the entire webinar, no worries. We'll be emailing you this presentation at the conclusion. All right, so what is AI? Now, I don't want to assume anyone's knowledge here on this topic, so let's just start with a few basics. AI, or artificial intelligence, is a branch of computer science that focuses on the development of intelligent machines capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence. At its core, AI involves the creation of algorithms and systems that enable machines to learn from data, recognize patterns, and make decisions with minimal human intervention. So what is AI not? So AI is not a dystopian vision of super intelligent robots that are attempting to take over humanity or anything like that. No. Rather, it's a powerful and beneficial technology designed to enhance various aspects of our lives through intelligent data analysis and decision-making capabilities. All right, so some current challenges you might be facing as a mental health professional when you do your digital marketing strategies is the time-intensive processes. Digital marketing takes a lot of time, and crafting tailored content and managing all your digital platforms requires significant time and effort, which takes away from really what should be your primary focus and the main reason why you got into this career, and that's the patient care. Another thing that's difficult is keeping up with the trends. Even myself, as a digital marketing professional, faces challenging keeping up with the ever-evolving landscape of digital marketing and really understanding what you need to do to adapt to stay in line with what's working. What may have been working last year may not be working this year. So it's important to stay up to date on the latest trends and technologies. And lastly is limited resources. Small practices or individual practitioners or even most mental health professionals in general lack the resources needed to invest in comprehensive digital marketing strategies, which in turn limits their online visibility. All right, so these challenges can all be helped with AI. So today, AI can speed up content creation by generating content, outlines, summaries, and ideas. It can also provide data-driven recommendations on what content works and what doesn't. It can help you predict which assets and formats will perform best before you launch campaigns. And it can identify exactly what content topics have the highest impact on audience and revenue. So with AI, you can easily 10x the productivity, agility, and adaptability of your digital marketing efforts. So that's why this is really important. All right, so what are some ways that we can use AI in our digital marketing? Well, one, we can use it to create a marketing strategy. We can also use it to create patient insights and develop potential patient personas. We can use it to create social media content, hashtags, and calendars. We can use it to help us make email marketing content or blogs. Something that I think is going to be really beneficial to mental health professionals is customer service chatbots. Now, we're not going to be getting into that in this webinar, but that's something to keep an eye out for. Some other things that it can help you with is ad creation, website content, and presentations. So right now, the best use of AI for digital marketing is in text-based applications, like many of the ones we just mentioned. And the main platform to really take advantage of this is with ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is your new AI marketing assistant. So what is ChatGPT? Well, one, it's just a website, and it's a sophisticated artificial intelligence language model that you can have a conversation with. So imagine it as a program that has been trained on an extensive amount of diverse text from the internet, enabling it to understand and generate human-like text. It's designed to comprehend context, respond to queries, and generate text in a conversational manner. By leveraging ChatGPT, mental health practices can easily create high-quality and engaging content for their audiences. And you can just access ChatGPT for free at chat.openai.com. And we'll be going into that a little bit further here in a moment. Also remember, while it's a powerful tool, it's important to note that ChatGPT is best used to assist humans, not replace them entirely. Human oversight and careful consideration are crucial to ensure the generated content is of high quality and aligns with your brand's values and goals. And right now, ChatGPT is currently best at helping with content marketing. So that's what we're going to go over here in a moment. So a few things here before you get started on how to use ChatGPT. All right, so to get started with ChatGPT, you first need to create an OpenAI account, which is free. And to do this, you just go to chat.openai.com and click sign up. You can use an email address or you can sign in with your Google or Microsoft account, no problem. And then what you're going to do is you're going to type your ChatGPT prompt, which is what we call your text or your message. You're just going to type that into the message bar of the homepage and hit enter. In a matter of seconds, ChatGPT will spit out a reply. Once ChatGPT gives you a response, you have a number of options. You can enter a new prompt. So one of ChatGPT's key features, and one that makes it feel like you're having a real back and forth dialogue, is that it can remember the conversation you're having. This means you can ask ChatGPT to modify its response without repeating yourself or starting from scratch. You can also get a new response. So if the response isn't quite what you're looking for and you want to use the same prompt or the same message you gave it, you click Regenerate Response and ChatGPT will simply try again. You can also like or dislike the response. Since ChatGPT doesn't really have the ability to think quite like humans do, it can't necessarily determine whether a response is good or bad on its own. It needs your feedback to get the best results. So if the response was helpful, click the thumbs up icon beside it. And if not, just click the thumbs down. Additionally, you can tell it in your prompt what you liked and didn't like about its response. So just give your opinion just like you would to any actual marketing assistant. All right. And a few additional tricks here. Like I said, you want to speak to ChatGPT like it's a human. You want to give it a role. So whenever you're presenting your message to ChatGPT, tell it what you want it to be. Say, hey, I want you to act as my digital marketing manager. I want you to act as my Facebook ad expert. Whatever the situation calls for, let it know that's what you want it to act as. So maybe you're writing a video script. So you would say, I want you to act as if you're a professional video script writer for social media. This is going to help prime ChatGPT to give you the best results. Some other things you can do is you can implement prompt tones. So things like helpful, business, friendly. These are things you can add into your prompt to ChatGPT to help it really provide you with the best content possible. So if something's coming up a little stale, maybe you say, hey, try that in a more friendly and funny tone. Or maybe if it's a little too weird, a little too wacky, you can say, I want that to be in a more professional or business tone. ChatGPT will understand this and it will provide you with a response that better meets what you're looking for. You can also iterate with multiple attempts. So I'll show you this here in a moment when we actually dive into ChatGPT. But you're going to want to say things like, okay, I'm writing a social media post on blank subject. Give me 10 possible ideas. Or I'm writing the subject line for an email. Give me 5 ideas. Give me 10 ideas. Ask it for multiple attempts, and this is really going to help you steer the conversation, steer ChatGPT in the direction that you're looking for. Another thing to do is to start small with your content. So what I mean by that is don't just ask it to write the social media post or the blog post on your first attempt. Start small by asking it to come up with 10 different ideas. And then from that, have it come up with the header or with the title of the blog post. And then once you've got that in control, have it write the first paragraph and then the second paragraph. Don't have it write everything at once. Also, don't be afraid to use long prompts or a set of prompts. As you'll see here in a moment when I get into ChatGPT, I'll be using about a paragraph length in my prompt to ChatGPT. So that's going to help it really understand what you're looking for and really prime ChatGPT to perform the best results for whatever your project may be. Another thing you can do is have ChatGPT evaluate content. So if you have existing content on your blog or on your website or existing social media posts or things like that that you want to reuse or reutilize or just understand a little bit better about why they may or may not have worked, is you can actually copy and paste that information into ChatGPT and ask for it to give you some evaluation on it. You can also have it rewrite existing content that you may want to kind of upgrade a little bit. Another thing you can do is consider asking it to include stories and anecdotes. Now, what I would recommend doing with this is whenever you ask it to include a story or an anecdote, it'll go ahead and just put something in there. Usually it's something rather generic. What you can do then is just kind of use that as a space keeper, and you can put in your own story or your own anecdote that really goes in with whatever the content topic may be. So this is what really allows you to personalize ChatGPT. And so it's not that you're just copying and pasting from an artificial intelligence robot, but you're actually using it as a tool to create and cultivate personal and impactful content. And then finally, you can provide explicit constraints to a response. So a thing I do a lot is I'll ask it to just give me 1 sentence, 2 sentences. Maybe you don't want something to be included, so you can add all of that in. So the more information you give in your prompt or your message to ChatGPT, the better your results are going to be. All right, so now that we have a little bit of an understanding of ChatGPT, I want to just touch base on content marketing, since that's going to be the main thing we're going to be using ChatGPT with today in order to increase and improve your digital marketing strategies for your mental health practice. So content marketing serves as the keystone to any effective digital marketing strategy for mental health professionals. All right, so content marketing's primary goal is to build trust, establish brand authority, and ultimately drive action. So you want to make sure all your content is trustworthy. You want to make sure that your content establishes you as an authority, so it's expert level content. And ultimately, you want them, when they see the content, to do something. Whether that is to go to your website, whether it's that to give likes, whether it's that to give comments, whether it's that to schedule an appointment with you. You want something in there to be the call to action or the drive to action for whoever is taking in that content. Now, content marketing can take various forms such as social media posts, blog posts, videos, infographics, which are just visual graphics that you can post on social media, things like that. So your emphasis should be on providing valuable and engaging information while positioning yourself as a trusted resource in the mental health field. All right, so your content marketing is primarily done on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, which is formerly known as Twitter. And some examples might include self-care tips. So you could create a series of short posts or an infographic offering quick, practical self-care tips, and you could encourage your followers to prioritize their mental well-being. You could share a client success story, a brief story with permission, of course, about how your therapy has positively impacted a client's life. This personal touch can really help potential clients relate and feel more comfortable in seeking help. You could do a therapist spotlight where you either introduce yourself or one of the therapists working with you, or either another staff member with a brief bio and a fun fact. And this will really kind of humanize your practice and helps build a connection with your audience. Another thing you could do is an interactive poll where you could create a poll related to mental health topics. For example, you could ask your followers about their favorite stress relief activities or their go-to self-care practices. Something else is seasonal wellness tips work really well. So you could tailor your content to the season. So for example, during the winter, you could share tips on managing seasonal affective disorder, or in the summer, maybe something like focus on staying mentally healthy during vacations. Happy holiday posts obviously work really great. You can ask the therapist Q&A. So you could encourage your followers to submit mental health related questions and then answer them in a Q&A video or series of posts. This fosters engagement and positions you as a knowledgeable resource. And then finally, maybe something like a local resource highlight. So you could share information about a mental health resource, support group, or event happening in your area. And this could help your followers feel more connected to their community. All right, so now that we have a good idea of content marketing, let's get into really how you put together a good content marketing plan and strategy. So the main thing that you want to know when creating content marketing is the content pillars. So content pillars are the key topics or themes that your brand's content will revolve around. They provide structure to your content strategy and are proven to get results. So there are 4 content pillars. The first one is educational. Second, inspirational. We have interactive. And then finally, promotional. Now, educational is the type of content that seeks to inform and educate your audience. So an example would be a how-to guide or some frequently asked questions or maybe some mental health news. Anything that can educate your audience would fit into this content pillar. The next content pillar would be inspirational. So this type of content aims to inspire your audience and create an emotional connection. It often includes success stories, motivational quotes, testimonials, and other inspiring news. Interactive is a great piece, and that's really just content that engages your audience in active participation. So this would be things like quizzes, polls, contests, user-generated content, and Q&A sessions. And then finally, you have the promotional content. Now, this content directly promotes your services. And while it's important not to overuse this type of content as it can come off as salesy, it's crucial for driving conversions. So it's something that you definitely want to use from time to time. All right, so AI is now taking over major areas of expertise in content marketing. So things that used to take a whole team of people or someone with an expert level knowledge on these topics can now be done by pretty much anyone in just a matter of moments. So these are things like your content strategy. AI can now help you build and design smart strategies. Content ideation. You can come up with a bunch of ideas at scale in just a matter of seconds. And then finally, actually creating the content. So AI can now help you create expert content at a near human level. So, all right, so now that we have a basic understanding of content marketing and we have a basic understanding of ChatGPT, let's start putting them together to really get the full benefit out of this webinar. So we're going to start by crafting a content strategy with ChatGPT. So when you're doing this, you want to start by defining your objectives. You're going to clearly outline the goals and objectives of your content strategy. You're going to let it know, are you looking to increase awareness? Are you going to drive website traffic? Are you looking to generate new leads? Are you simply just looking to provide client support? You're going to choose the content types that you're going to be performing. You're going to choose the content types that you're going to be producing. So you're going to let it know what type of content you want to create, such as social media posts, blog posts, emails, frequently asked questions, etc. And then finally, you can use it to help you create a content calendar. So this is a very important thing that you can do to really make sure that you're posting consistently and that you have an easy process in place to help you with your content marketing strategy. Now, this is something that I would recommend that you can just pick a day, just maybe a couple hours out of the day, either you or someone that you work with who's going to be in charge of this. And you can set up the calendar, then you can just follow that calendar. And each week when you get to that time, you just go in, you can use something like ChatGPT to help you create the ideas and then create the content. And then you can follow your calendar and schedule those posts into your social media platforms of choice like Facebook or Instagram. All right. And real quick, before we get into ChatGPT, which we're almost there, I want to just talk about the content ideation and creation with ChatGPT. So this is when you're coming up with ideas and creating in ChatGPT, here are a few little beneficial steps. So you want to initiate a conversation like we've talked about before. So you just open up a conversation with ChatGPT by providing a brief introduction and specifying your content needs. So an example might be, I'm a mental health clinician working on content for my local community, and I need some fresh ideas. Can you help me brainstorm? Another thing is to ask open-ended questions. So for instance, what are some trending topics in mental health that would interest my audience? And then finally, you can use it to refine and edit. So refine the ideas by asking follow-up questions and specifying your preferences. All right, so now that we have a good foundation with ChatGPT, with content marketing, let's actually get into ChatGPT and let's make some stuff. All right, so we're now into ChatGPT. So as you can see, this is ChatGPT. This is our little message field. I've already logged in, so you might need to do that first. You might need to log in or create an account to get to this point. But once you do that, you'll see this screen right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in an initial prompt, and this is going to help us just kind of prime ChatGPT and help us get a posting schedule. So what I'm going to put here is, I want you to act as the digital marketing director for my mental health practice. I'm a licensed therapist from Southwest Missouri. That's where I'm from. The first task I want you to complete is to create a content marketing strategy. I'm looking to increase awareness and generate new leads. I will be posting on Facebook and Instagram, and I have 3 hours per week dedicated to this task. I want you to include the 4 content pillars: education, inspiration, interactive, and promotional. I also want you to create a posting schedule for my content. So let's take that prompt and let's see what ChatGPT shows us. All right, so it's producing some content here. It's touching on those content pillars that we spoke about before. And now it's creating us a posting schedule. All right. So as we can see here, it gave us some more information on those content pillars, but then really what we're looking for here is it gave us a good posting schedule, and see how it's kind of switching between those content pillars. This is a way to give our content consistency and also to make sure that we're posting things that are going to be relevant, informative, and something that's going to be beneficial to our audiences. Okay. So let's see here. So Monday education. So it wants us to post an informative article or infographic on a relevant mental health topic. All right, so let's start there. Let's start with Monday. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go down here in the type field, and I'm going to say, I want you to help me create a social media post for Monday. Let's start by having you give me 10 potential post ideas for Monday in the education content pillar. So it does understand us, but sometimes it's good to just reiterate what exactly we're looking for. That's why I added that education part. All right, so let's see here what it provides us. All right, some good stuff coming up. So let's take a look. So a topic deep dive, myth busting, book recommendation. So now we're starting to get some ideas of what kind of content we might want to create for this post. All right, so infographic, mindful Monday exercise, that's kind of cool. Case study snapshot, things like that. All right, so you see here, it just gave me those 10 ideas just like that. So let's do this. Let's go with myth busting here, okay? So let's put it like this. Okay, I want to proceed with myth busting. Give me 5 potential ideas. Let's see, 5 potential post ideas for Facebook within this topic. All right, so there it goes. All right, cool. So we've got some 5 ideas here. And so these could all be saved for later, and you could use all these, but we're just going to focus on one for right now. So let's take a look. All right, therapy is only for people with severe mental illness. Myth, only weak people need therapy. Therapy takes years to show results. Okay, so let's take that. All right, and as you can see, like I mentioned before, we can say, is this conversation helpful so far? We can give it a thumbs up so it knows that we're liking where it's going, all right? So let's start here. Let's go with number 2, only weak people need therapy. So what I'm gonna type in here is this. Okay, great. So I always like to compliment the AI, you never know. Right now it's fine, but let's just compliment it just to be safe. All right, so okay, great. I want you to now write a post for number 2, which is only weak people need therapy. Include relevant hashtag and provide examples of images to go along with the post. So we're going to enter that in, and here we go. And it's giving me a few different ones. All right, so it gave me 2 different options here. And look, it's even got the emojis. It's got everything in here right now for a good post. So here we go. This is actually one post. So this is nice. It's got the emojis in there. It's got a nice little bullet format. So this has worked great for social media, the myth, the reality, and then it's got some relevant hashtags that'll be beneficial to help grow your post on Facebook. All right. And then look, it also gives us some image ideas. So an empowering image featuring a strong, resilient individual, or a visually appealing graphic. So these are things that we're not going to go fully into the images today, but this is something that you could find a free image on Google. You can use a program like Canva or something, which is a great introductory image program. Or you can just take a picture yourself with your smartphone. All right. So right there, we just came up with how to create the ideas, and then we actually created a piece of content that would be beneficial for social media. Now we could look through this and we could change things, we could add some stuff to this, but this gives us a really good fundamental base to create a strong social media post. All right, so let's do something else. Let's do one other thing here, okay? So let's think about, maybe we want to do like a video script. So let's do this. We're going to say, okay, good job. I want you now to help me create a video script for Wednesday using the inspirational content pillar. Give me 10 potential ideas for videos. All right, we're going to enter that in. And look at this, it's going to give us 10 potential ideas that we can use to create video content on our social media platforms, just like that. Now before, this might have taken an hour or 2 to come up with some ideas for what type of video you might want to make on social media. All right, so this came up with some cool ones. Let's take a look. Personal journey, client success story, affirmation meditation, overcoming self-doubt, celebrating small wins, morning motivation routine. All right, I like that. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do, okay, awesome. I want you to write me a video script for number 9, morning motivation routine. The video should be, let's say 30 seconds or less. All right, so that's some of the restrictions that we were talking about before that you can add in. And we're going to put that in and let's see what it comes up with. All right, so it came up with something here right now that you could use as a video. Now let's take a look at this one. This is looking like it's more of a video that's going to require some editing and some additional like video content, some voiceover. So that's not exactly sure what we're looking for. Let's do something that maybe you could just record on your phone. So let's try this. All right, I want you to try again, but this time write the script as if it will just be me recording the video on my smartphone. Keep it concise and professional. Oh, misspelled concise there. Do that a lot. All right. It's always the C. Forget that sometimes. Okay, let's try that. All right, here, and this is maybe a little bit more of what we're looking for. Okay, and of course, go in on something like this. This is where you want to include what maybe your actual morning routine is. But this gets you a great place to start. It kind of gets you the format that you're looking for, and it's going to really make things easier to create content. So that's just a quick overview of ChatGPT. You can really dive a lot deeper into this, but I hope that was beneficial to just kind of show you how you can get started with using ChatGPT to make some awesome content. All right, so let's look at some additional AI tools that you could use for your digital marketing. So ChatGPT is king right now, but there's a bunch of other tools out there that can be used to help you with your digital marketing efforts. And I'm just going to touch briefly on a few, but like I said, there's a lot out there. So if you're interested in AI, just explore. There's so many different tools out there that are doing some really awesome things. But the first things here that I want to mention is a tool called Bard. Now, Bard is basically ChatGPT, except it's designed by Google. And the primary difference with Bard and ChatGPT is that it can retrieve images from the internet. So if you're someone that just is familiar with Google, likes Google products, things like that, then you might try Bard. It's pretty good. It's pretty on par with ChatGPT. It works in a very similar way. I still think ChatGPT is superior at this point with providing results, but if you're interested in this topic, check out Bard. It's a cool platform. Second is DALL-E 2. Now, DALL-E 2 is actually designed by the same company that made ChatGPT, OpenAI, and DALL-E 2 is an image generator. So you can type in a description of what type of image you're looking for, and it can create awesome images. So this is really cool if you're looking to make some images for your content or for whatever you're looking to create. DALL-E 2 is an awesome resource. It can also expand your existing images. So say you have an image, a photo, and it's in portrait, so it's vertical, and you want to make it into landscape, which is the horizontal orientation. You can use DALL-E 2's feature called inpainting, and it can actually expand that vertical image into a horizontal image without distorting the image at all. So that's really cool. Another tool is called Luca. Luca is primarily designed for text-based graphics. So you can make logos. You can set up your own brand kits in there with existing logos and put them on other things. You can create text-based graphics for different social media content. So Luca is really cool. You can just find that at luca.com. And then the last tool I want to touch on is one called Photor. Photor is pretty interesting because what it allows you to do is it allows you to create professional headshots from your existing photos. So if you want to upgrade your social media presence with some new images, but you don't want to hire a photographer and go through that whole strategy and pay all that money, what you can do is you can use a platform like Photor to upload your existing images that you have on your social media platforms and your personal platforms. And what it'll do is it'll actually create high quality headshots for you. So just a really cool thing that may be beneficial to you in your AI journey. All right. So some final thoughts here on my presentation, and I hope you've learned a lot, and I hope you've enjoyed your time, but basically you're still very early on AI. It's still at its beginning stages. So this is something that has a lot of potential and is only going to continue to improve and get better. So the best thing to do is to just start learning how to use it right now, because just like how the internet was 20 years ago, that's what AI is right now. It's at its very beginning stages, and it's going to be able to do a lot of really cool and exciting things in the future. Also, AI won't replace good marketing on its own, but those who understand how to use it will produce more high quality content with less effort. So that's kind of like something we say here in the marketing field, is that AI is not going to replace digital marketers, but digital marketers who use AI will replace those who don't. All right, so it's that important. Another thought is to stay mindful of bias. A language model like ChatGPT may inadvertently generate biased content. So you're always going to keep that in mind. It's pulling things from the internet. Some things on the internet are biased, so ChatGPT may have a tendency to inadvertently generate biased content. So you don't want to lose your personality and what makes you unique. So like I said before, ChatGPT is a great tool, but it's not something you just want to copy and paste from. You want to include your personal experiences. You want to include your personal outlooks, your personal humor, anything that makes you unique, you can incorporate into the content that ChatGPT is providing to you. And that's really what's going to take it from just copy and pasted generative content to really next level content that can be used for digital marketing purposes for your mental health practice. Finally, AI is a tool that benefits from collaboration. So experiment and you're going to get the most out of your content. If you just go in there and put basic things in, it's not going to perform that well. What you really need to do is just get in there, collaborate with it just like you would a marketing assistant. That's how you should treat ChatGPT, is treat it like it's your marketing assistant. So it's still going to need to know what you like, what you don't like, what type of content you want to do, and things like that. All right. So if you make sure that you understand the content pillars, you follow those, and you use ChatGPT, you're going to be able to create awesome strategies and awesome content in a matter of moments, and you're going to be able to really elevate your marketing efforts for your mental health practice. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. This was my first webinar, so I hope it went well. And if you have any questions, please let us know in the chat, and we will answer those for you right now. All right, thanks so much. Have a great day.